Professor, it's the end of the semester. What can I do for extra credit? Paint my house? Greetings and welcome to another edition of Is This Going to Be on the Test? My name is Joe Burns. I'm a PhD. I hold a philosophy doctorate, thus the PhD. I'm the guy at the front of the class. I need 10 minutes of your time. Like, subscribe. Hopefully, I can get you through the end of the semester. Okay? Now, we're real close to the end of the semester. Note the cold weather close, even here in Louisiana. When you get mid through December, it's pretty much over. That's that by then most of the colleges have finished up. So we are either a week away or real darn close to finals week at your university. And at that point in time, this point in time, the same four questions seem to pop up again and again and again. So much so that professors post about them on Facebook. In fact, I denoted a post and asked professors, what about these? How do you handle them? What are the ethics of them? And blah, blah, blah. So what are those four questions? Number one, can I get extra credit? Number two, can you curve this test, or are you going to curve this test? Number three, can you round up my grade? I have got a 89.3. That's less than 1%. Can you round it up? And number four, can I hand something in late? I didn't doing it during the semester, but can I hand something in late? Those four questions: extra credit, curving of the test, rounding my final grade, and can I hand things in late? I'm going to address each of them, and I'm going to address them from the professor's side rather than just, no, here, fine, do as you please. Here's the thing. While we are making these discussions, I want you to remember two questions. Always keep these two questions in mind. Number one, why do I want this? Why do I want the grade raised? Why do I want the rounding? Why do I want the extra credit? Why? What did you do or not do that put you in the position that you need to ask for this stuff? Keep that in mind first. Number two, and I've said this in I know 4 or 5 podcasts, if something doesn't go your way, is it in some way your fault? Is it in some way, shape, or form your fault? So keep those two things in mind, because it's rarely the A student or the B student who wanders up and says, can I have extra credit? Can you round my grade? It's rarely. Sometimes they do, but it rarely is. It's a person who's in a bit of trouble. So let me go over each one of these things in turn and see if we can't come to an agreement over them. Number one, can I have some extra credit? I would like to be able to say to students, sure, paint my house, wash my car, make my car payment, do those things, walk my dog, tell my daughter she has to get off her telephone because I don't want to do it. I can't. I really can't. Extra credit is something that ethically, it's not a law, obviously, but ethically, you should offer to all students. There should not be any special treatment of any students. Now, disabilities aside, that's, again, a law that if a student has disabilities, you must make allowances for them. But extra credit must be across the board. And I give a bunch of extra credit. I normally take major tests, and whatever the highest grade is, I raise it up to a perfect score, and then everybody else gets those points. There are multiple what would you call them, lectures and cultural things all through the semester. And I offer them to the students. Go see it. We'll take a little quiz on it, or write me a paragraph on it, something like that. I'll give you 5 points just for going. That's offered to all kids, all students. To come at the end of the semester and say, do you have any extra credit I can do? Means one thing. Your grade is in trouble, and instead of doing the regular credit stuff that you were supposed to do during the semester, you're attempting to offset it by getting some extra credit. My answer is always no. And the reason is I must make the class fair. Fairness is and should be for most professors, the number one thing. Is it fair across the board? Now, let's be honest with one another. I have had it that a woman has had a baby and she comes to me and says, I missed like 5. Can I do this? A kid in the military was deployed, or in the Guard was deployed, or somebody lost a family member, a father, something like that, and I was out for 2 weeks. I had a depression attack, an anxiety, and I was out for 2 weeks. These medical things, these military things, these biological things, I get. And here's the thing about each one of them. They have written proof. A doctor has said it. The military has said it. The government has said it. They missed because of a reason. Now, okay, you serve our country, you get extra credit. You had a child, you get all kinds of extra credit. Yeah, I'll think about that. But the kid who doesn't come to class, the kid who just didn't hand things in, no. Why? Ask yourself 2 questions. Why do I want this? I'll bet it's because you screwed up. Number 2, is this in some way my fault? Yes. So extra credit? No. How can you be so cruel? Do you want to be treated like an adult or don't you? Ask yourself that question. Do you want to be treated like an adult, or do you want all that to be out the window and just, oh, give it to me, just give it to me? No. There's my answer. Another professor may handle it another way, but just give it to me. Come on, man. Come on, dude. No. And it's a whole lot better. Believe me, it's a whole lot better if you get it from me, if you get the no from me, than a boss, than your taxes, than something like that. A police officer. College is a dress rehearsal for life. Work that way. Number 2, do you curve this test? Are you going to curve this test? You don't want anything to do with a curve. A curve on a test means, and this is the truth, and I didn't get to these classes till I was in PhD school, it's a bell curve, like that. Most in the middle, little off to the sides, less out this way. And what you do is you take every score in the class, no matter what the scores, and you break it into A, B, C, D, F, 6. Can never remember. 6 elements. 2 of those 6s get C's. 1 on either side gets D and B. 1 on either side gets A and F. So it's entirely possible you could get an 85 on the test and fail if everybody else did better than 85. That's a curve. You have no interest in me curving your test. What you want are free points. So, C, first question. Can I have extra credit? No. Can you curve this test? I'd be glad to. Are you going to be in the D or the F? Curve. You want nothing to do with it. Don't ask for curve. Don't do that. Is there going to be any bonus points on this test? Maybe, but don't rely on them. Number 3, can you round my grade? Here's my opinion. No. Period. And the reason I say no is because I have been giving you bonus points throughout the semester. I didn't take advantage of them. All you had to do was go to a lecture. All you had to do was watch this video. All you had to do was show up to class. I gave you 5 points for participation. I gave you points for this, for that. There's probably anywhere between 25 and 35 bonus points in every one of my classes every semester. If you didn't do them, you have no right to ask me to round up your grade. But I did all the bonus points. Now I should get my grade rounded up. No, because they're bonus points. I take away those bonus points. What did you really get in the class? Oh, you're just being hard-nosed. No, I'm not. Let's say you have a car payment of $400 and you have $396. You are within a percentage point of that payment. Go to the bank. Come on, dude. Let me just do it. I'm close. Round it up. No way. This is where you need to be. If you're here, you're not here. And the sooner you learn that, the better. But I have an 89.6. I should have an A. Wrong. You should have a B because A starts at 90. If that makes me hard-nosed, don't take my classes. And the last one. Can I hand this stuff in late? Here's my real pat answer. Do you have a medical excuse covering those dates? Were you deployed? Did you have a child? Did you have a medical concern in some way that stopped you? What was the reason? And if so, do you have physical proof of it? Bring me deployment papers. Bring me the medical excuse. Bring me the stuff. Will I let you hand them in late? Yes, but I'm going to look at you and go, it's the end of the semester. Why didn't you do it like 4 months ago? That aside, do you have physical evidence? Why? Did you just miss it? If you did, no. That's my thought process. If you missed it, no. And I can hear students right now and their heads exploding. How can you be that way? 2 questions. Why do you want this? Why do you want the extra credit? Number 2, is this in any way my fault? Life's best lessons are hard learned. And it is my opinion, if you're asking for extra credit, if you're asking for curving of the test, if you're asking to hand things in late, if you're asking me to round your grade, you didn't do what was expected of you. And it is so much better for me, the professor, to hold down the law now. Will you dislike me? Yes. Will it make you angry? Yes. But I'm not harming your income. You do this on a job, you're probably going to be fired after 1 or 2. And that's that. That's what I believe about those. That's what a lot of professors believe about extra credit and rounding and all that kind of stuff. Shouldn't do it. You should do the class as required and get to the end and just on the merits pass the class. Ask yourself, am I an adult? I'm adding that one. Number 2, why do I want this? And number 3, is this in some way my fault that I need this? And that wraps it up. I'm Joe Burns, and is this going to be on the test? Sure is, but no extra credit.